girl Beauty by BB, and we're kind of zoomed in right now because this is about to be a brow tutorial. I know I've done a few of these before, but I don't think I've really talked through the way that I actually do them or have been doing them lately. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. As you guys can see, my brows are growing back. If you have been watching my channel from the very beginning, you know that I used to cut my brows from like around right here and super arch them. So I looked really stupid with brows that were probably this length, or probably shorter, even to right here, and I used to super arch them. It looked really ridiculous. So glad they finally grew back. It's been a long time coming. I no longer get my brows done because of the fact that when I do them, they look like they have been freshly waxed or plucked or threaded. So this is what I usually like to do. I'm gonna take my MAC Velvet Stone Velux brow liner. Hello? Hey, Daddy. Alright, so sorry about that. So my dad just called, so while I was on the phone with him, I went ahead and completed this brow. So what I'll usually do is go in with my brow pencil with this end with the spoolie on it. I just brush my brows straight up. Then I'll go in and I'll just start like a quarter of the way in. I don't usually start in the very beginning because I don't like it too harsh in the front of the brow. So I'll probably start like right here and draw the base of my brow. When I teach a lot of people at MAC how to do their brows, I notice from this part they don't really take their time. Even though you guys see me moving pretty quickly, it's important that you take your time on this part or you might mess up. The only reason why I moved kind of fast is because I'm really used to doing this, so I can basically maneuver the pencil very quickly without messing up. But generally just take your time, short strokes, just following your natural brow line, just like that, drawing the base of the brow. And then I'll just lightly just begin to feather in my brows, such as the way I'm doing now, until I get to the very top like that. And then I go in and simply draw the tail in. And it's literally that simple, guys. Now that I've got that, noticing that this one is a little more dark than this one. I kind of like this brow a little better, but whatever. So I'll just take my spoolie and just blend everything in just to get a very gradient effect on my brow. And then I'll go in with my pencil again and deepen up the very front part, feathering everything else in, just like that. And brushing everything in again, just like that. I do like this brow a lot better than this one, and that tends to happen a lot when I do my brows. And next I'm going to go in with my brow pomade and just deepen up the outer corner of my brow. I'm focusing that basically where I started it with the pencil. I'm focusing it in that same area, drawing the base, filling it in, keeping that product towards the end of the brow, and sculpting out the top. Just like that. You see this little area where I kind of messed up a little bit. I don't know if you can really tell, but if you do mess up on your brows, just know that you can always go in with concealer and clean that up. In the event that you do screw it up, I'm just going in with my spoolie again and just blending everything in. Now I'm just going to take a little bit of my concealer. I just got it on the back of my hand. And I will usually start from the very front. This part you want to also take your time as well. I notice when I teach people how to do their brows, on this part they just go whoop, straight across, and it's like, yo, take your time, you're going to screw it all up. So this part, definitely take your time, short strokes, just making sure that you're arching your brow properly, that you're not taking too much of the product away. And then what I'll do is bring it straight down. This part you can use an angled brush like this. You can use a brush that's more like a flat tone brush where it doesn't have the angle, it's more like a square to the top where it's very flat. Or you can use a brush like this Either way, just make sure that you're taking your time. And then to blend it out, I'm going to use the same brush that I used to blend out this brow here. Usually going with a brush kind of like this. Something fluffy that's not too dense. That way when you go in to blend out the product, you just get a really diffused effect with the concealer. It just helps blend everything into the skin a lot better. What I'll usually do next is just set my brows with a brow set. I really like this brow a lot better than this one, but that tends to happen a lot. This brow always comes out a lot better, and I don't know why. I don't know why. This part, you don't want to press too hard on your brow. You just want to lightly, with the lightest touch, just sweep it straight over your brow. Because what's going to happen is if you press too heavy, you might take away some of the product. So just lightly brush, wisp it across your brow. You can kind of brush them in the way that you want your hair to lay, because once you brush it in this direction, it's pretty much going to stay there. And the brow set that I'm using is the Anastasia clear brow set. I use it so much that the name is completely gone, but you know, that's what happens. And then some days when I find that I might have done way too much, like if my brows are just too thick on the top, I generally won't go in with the same color concealer that I use on the bottom, only because I don't like that highlighted effect over the brow. So I'll instead use my foundation, and for my foundation I have been using lately the Pro Longwear Nourishing Waterproof Foundation, and I'm in the color NC50. Go ahead and wisp that straight over the top. Basically the same thing I did to the very bottom of the brow to clean it up, I'm going to do to the top, just to take away some of the thickness and to create a sharper effect to the top of my brow. This is a step that you can most likely skip if you didn't want your brows to be as sharp. But for me, sometimes I do this if I feel like I want a sharper brow. If I want it to look more natural, then I'll just leave this part alone. But for today, I kind of want to have a sharper brow. I'm going to do the same thing to this side because I feel it's a little too thick, so I'm just going to thin it out just a little bit. And for this, you can basically use any type of brush that's shaped like this. So whatever you have that's shaped like that and that's flat would be a good brush to use. Even a foundation brush, mine is dirty, but you know, even a foundation brush like this, like once you put your foundation on and you just want to clean up that area, you can do that as well. I'm going to go ahead and do this brow. And do the rest of my face. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the brows, guys. Brows are snatched. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the brows, what I usually do. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, definitely go ahead and comment down below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hopefully you guys learned something new today, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.